friends, Vinay, your licensed immigration advisor from New Zealand. We bring the information to you in ABS format, accurate, brief, and simple. Today we are talking about why you should consider New Zealand. What is the best three reasons you should consider New Zealand as your study destination in current scenario. Want to talk about three reasons. The number one is saving time, number two is saving money, and number three is improve your chances of getting visa. So the number one is saving time. The number of uh, students who are looking to study overseas, but because of the COVID situation, of course, there are challenges that with the borders are closed and there are not much you can do in next 3 to 4, or even in some cases longer in many countries. But in New Zealand, things are getting better. We almost eliminated COVID. Of course, there were few cases, but they're still manageable, and things are looking good. But of course, it will take time. It may happen by end of this year or early next year. So there are a number of opportunities, saving time by you can enroll into one or two papers and do it online, and that saves you time, because once you finish those papers, that may lead to the exemption when you come to New Zealand, which means you have to do less paper, right? Having said that, of course, if you're coming for postgrad level or 1 year course, you need to study at least 30 weeks in New Zealand. And if you're coming for undergrad, it would be at least in total of 60 weeks. But still, if you are starting online with one paper, you can do one paper if you start in July, or maybe two, and then second paper in November and start next year. Or you may still just look at one paper in November. So that will save time, right? Number two is saving money. The number of institutes and education provider offering the scholarships to start studies online. You're getting, in many cases, the course which otherwise would be $3,000, you're just doing it for 2,000. In some cases even under 1,000. You're doing a course, doing one paper which otherwise might cost you 2 to 3,000, just for maybe up to 1,000. You're saving a lot of money, and more so if you do that and come to New Zealand next year, early next year, you will get that exemption. You save that money, and on top of that, some education providers are also offering some scholarships. So all in all, you do save money, and these are not related with your academic, or these are the normal scholarship they'll get just to choose to study in New Zealand, which is a you know definitely a bonus, where when the international student have to pay a hefty amount of fees. uh, Number three option, or three reason, is improving your chances of visa. See, one of the requirement with immigration New Zealand is when they see the bona fide applicant, and of course whether you have a genuine intention of studies in New Zealand. In many cases, sometimes people who got longer gap for XYZ reason, it becomes difficult to justify. uh, it depends on case by case basis, but I think this is the high time for people who have had some gaps in their studies, or they couldn't able to do something for last some period. So if they start one or two papers online and complete that successfully, of course that gives them a very good opportunity to justify to immigration New Zealand about their bona fide nature of application, that they're a genuine student. And of course, in some cases, if you're trying to change your career, if you have done one or two papers that shows that you can do that paper and you have the genuine intention to study that particular program, so that is a important element when you're applying for your student visa from offshore. uh, so all in all, what we covered in this video, what are the three reasons why you should consider New Zealand if you're uh, juggling around and thinking what country is right for you. The three reasons are: number one, of course, you save time. You can start your one paper online, and which will once you come here, you be able to get that paper exempted. Of course, number two, you're saving money with the scholarship, with the online paper being given with the very good discounted fee. And number three, which is very important, is improving your chances of visa. Be it you are there's a gap in your studies, or it's been some time you haven't done anything which you can't prove for XYZ reason, but now if you study one or two papers, that will help. And also if you're trying to change your career goals, or change your area which you've been working, that's another important element. So these three are very important reasons if you're thinking about studying overseas. And I think New Zealand could be a good option in these three areas: saving time, saving money, and improving your chances of visa. Thank you so much. Cheers.